I done grew a 5 o'clock shadow trying to do this video. Alright, everybody out there in the Craftchest Nation, it is I, Craftchest, here with a vlog about a couple of games I've been playing. One all year, one I tried to play in the beginning of the year and got back into. And first of all, I want to tell you that if you haven't heard the word is Path of Exile's official release in less than 20 hours. Now, I would love to be excited about this because they have a huge content release for the actual, real game now. It's no longer going to be beta. This is it. This is release coming in less than 20 hours. And if word on the vine is true, which I don't know if it's true or not, I haven't been able to verify this, but they are supposedly supposed to be moving from beta servers to actual real gaming servers. Now, if they do that, and they fix the latency issues, and they fix the random pings, and the rubber banding, and the desync, the game's going to be awesome, and I will be playing a lot of it. If they don't, I'm not even going to bother, because I've given it a chance all year long. I've loved it, I've hated it, I've liked it, I've loved it, I've hated it even more, because it got worse and worse, and the more that they added, the worse it got, and it's not on my end. No, because I can play any other game and don't lag at all with everybody using it. All 4 computers running full blast and live streaming. I don't run into any issues, but Path of Exile here in the past has had a bad issue with all of those foresaid. Does that make sense? But anyway, with that being said, their official release, let me give an exact time because I got the timer up right now, or I did anyway. Let me get back to that page. All right, 19 hours, 25 minutes, and 35 seconds before release. Now, another thing I'm not really getting excited about is the fact that it's probably going to take forever to get this downloaded unless they do like they did the last big patch that they did on beta, which is offer a torrent download, or if the people in the community make a torrent download for this, for everybody to download faster. Because it took me, God, well over 12 hours to download the last big patch that they did, and it was like 2 days later whenever I was able to even play it. That's going to be the deciding factor of whether or not we play. I'm not going to be one of those that go to 0 hour and immediately download. Or will I? I don't know. I've been playing a lot of Tera, so I'll probably be playing Tera. We've been doing some marathons on that, and I'll get on that in just a moment. But let's finish up talking about Path of Exile right quick. Reading through the patch notes, and I read every letter of the patches as far as what they're adding, what they have fixed, and the content in general, the whole patch release. They're adding 6 new areas, which sounds awesome. They've added an entire new character class, which made them totally redo the passive skill tree. They've added tons of support gems, skill gems. They've added shrines. They've supposedly the artwork and the graphics in general are supposed to be totally... It's like playing a brand new game again as far as Path of Exile is concerned. And if they have fixed the lag issue, you could call it what you want. In a gamer's mind, it's lag. If they fix that, then the game's going to be a huge success. All right, they have new leagues that they're adding. They've got the hardcore. They've got the nemesis. They've got standard. I mean, you have everything that you want in a game right here, especially, and the reason why I'm telling everybody this, especially if you're a huge Diablo fan, Diablo 1, 2, yeah, that's it. Diablo, Lord of Destruction, Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction, and that's it. If you love those games, then this one will be amazing to you as well, all right? Because these people that made this game, that was their inspiration, was Diablo 2. This is supposed to be what Diablo 3 should have been, all right, in their mind, okay? I don't even know where to touch on the patch. You have to go read it. I'll put the patch notes down here in the link. I'll put a link down to the main site, actually. You can navigate to it because it's all right there on the home page. Like I said, 19 hours, 22 minutes, 50 seconds away from release. And I'm sure there's people that have their... Remember Chris Jericho from WWE? Whenever they're... I'm sure somebody's got that up on their screen, counting and just waiting for this release. I want to be excited about it, but keep in mind when everybody was asking me about Diablo 3 and what I thought about it, what my opinion was on where the game was going to be, what the game was going to, entail as far as success. You see where it's at now, and I will not even begin to go back to my opinion on that. My only opinion about Path of Exile in the Diablo world, and I know it's two totally separate games, two totally separate companies, but everybody always says, what's your thoughts on this? My thought on it is that if they fix the latency issues, random pings, rubber banding, and desync, GG. The game's going to be awesome. Just simply because of the patch content that they're adding for release. The 1.0.0 patch. Now, here's the other thing that I'm not really excited about. Everybody knows that whenever a release happens in any game, Neverwinter, I think, was about the least downtime that I've played a game this year that actually went from beta to release. And they had server downtime, but it was really minimal. All right? Server downtime for patches or however they're going to do. Hopefully they don't do live patches because that's just going to kill it. I hate live patches. Those just make you just fling everywhere on the screen on any game that you play. There's going to be micro patches. There's going to be bug fixes. There's going to be emergency server maintenance. Everybody knows this. All right, so just look for it. And that's why, yes, I'll download the patch. I don't know if it's going to be immediately. And that's the reason why. Because I want them to work out the kinks and I want to play the game after it's halfway stable. I'm not going to say fully stable because no game is ever fully stable, unless you're playing like StarCraft or something like that. That's a pretty stable game. But yeah, I'm going to wait till it's a little stable. I've been playing Tera, and I want to jump into that before I run out of time because, I'm on a 15-minute time limit on my main channel here. I tried to play Tera earlier in the year when it went free to play. All right, it took forever to get into the servers, and that's the oven beeping back there, so I got to wrap this up. It'll keep on beeping. I'm just going to ignore it. All right, dinner's ready, by the way. Having Italian pork chops, a little olive oil, baked in the oven. Got a little egg wash happening with some Italian breadcrumbs and other seasonings I added. Ooh, if you're on the live stream, come join us at the live stream. You can see what I eat every night because I got the food screen up there where I give you a little, it pisses people off too. It's like, oh, I'm so hungry. So anyway, let's get back to this. Playing Tera earlier in the year was a nightmare because it took forever to get into the servers. Now, yeah, you could get the elite status and do the pay per month, which was optional. And it gives you a ton of perks in-game as far as like XP, and you're out in the middle of the boonies, and you need a vendor and your inventory's full. You could call a traveling merchant to sell stuff, a traveling banker, and everything else. Yeah, so earlier in the year I didn't want to do that. And I wanted to play the game, see if I really liked it before I made a decision whether I wanted to play it or not. I never could get in enough to actually like the game or not like the game. But here recently, especially since they've done the Fall Harvest and the Banquet of Blood content for Halloween, I really wanted to give it a go again, and I did. And so far, the past week that I've played the game, all I can say is good job. I mean, I really like what I've played so far. Now, yes, it took a little while for me to actually get out of that, what I would say, tutorial mode, which was about level 15 to 20-ish. And once you got out there to your first dungeon, which was right around level 23, I think, what is it, Sinister Mansion, and you start running through and you get your tier 5 gear, I think it is, and you start getting some unique drops out of that, that's when the game actually gets good. So give it, and people have asked me this. I have people stop in the stream all the time. Hey, I tried to play the game. I really couldn't dig it. I played it for an hour or two, and I just, does it get good? Yeah, it gets good, but it takes a little while. This is one of those games, kind of like Neverwinter, where in-game content is really what they want you to get into, or even like Path of Exile, because the in-game maps, in-game drops are really epic. Same thing goes with Tera. Everything is pretty much tier-based. All right, everything is pretty much, it's random drops, I will say that. You don't get the same thing in the dungeon every single time, because I've run the Sinister Mansion one time and I'll get the swords. The next time I got an amulet. The next time I got a piece of armor. It is random drops. It's a set random. All right, and you may get it or you may not get it. I mean, it's just one of those things. But it does give you enough randomness to keep engaged and wanting to do some of the in-game material. I haven't gotten in I haven't gotten into the upper level dungeons. I'm being distracted by that beat, by the way. I got to wrap this up. I haven't gotten into the upper level because I'm only level 41 now. I'm just now getting to the point where I feel comfortable enough to go do the Banquet of Blood. I've done all of that mansion or dungeons area quest, and now I'm ready to actually go in and get me some candy, jump in the cannons and defend it off and get your little 5 pieces of candy per run. You can do that 5 times a day. You get 20 pieces of candy. Probably takes 1,000,000 pieces of candy to get anything worth having in the game. But long story short is this. For those of you out there that have asked my opinion about what I really think about Tera, if you play the game for what it is, if you play the storyline and you pick a character, don't go for Kirito? Don't go for Sword Art Online first off and be the duelist right away. All right, that is the hardest character to master. If you'll notice on the character creation screen, it's got little stars next to the difficulty level. That's what those stars mean. And he's a 5-star character, which means, or that character class is the hardest one to master in the game. I would suggest going maybe Berserker, Mystic, Archer, or Sorceress to get going in the game. If you really want to be comfortable and heal yourself and heal others and drop mana pots and drop mana glow or health globes and all that, play a Mystic. All right, that's what I rolled with because the Gods of Game started playing. JP's got the Archer. Kitty went with the Duelist because she's elite like that. Go figure. And now I decided to step back and go, well, we need a healer. So I'm going to be the healer in there. She's going to be the DPS. We need to find a tank so they can keep aggro. I have a tank, a built-in tank, but you know, even at level 10 on my summons tank, he's still squishy compared to an actual player. You know, how beefy they can be. All right, but that being said, you can hear it right there. We already got a 3-man team whenever they can play. They can't play all that often, and they're only level like 23, 24 right now. Or I think she actually got level 25 last night. I'm gonna have to verify that. But anyway, we are playing. I'm playing a lot. Just got done with the 12-hour live stream. That's why I'm looking like this afternoon. I'm going to get back into it tonight. Probably not going to play all night because I do want to try to patch my Path of Exile and play that. But Tera Online, Tera Rising, Banquet of Blood, the new content is really, really good. So Tera's worth the download. If you want to step back from the WoW, you want to step back from the other MMOs or other games you've been playing, I will be doing a new character creation here. I want to make a Berserker here next. I want to try out that class because it looks really interesting. I'll announce that, so if anybody wants to start a new character, I do play on Celestial Heals roleplay server. That's where I play. That's where we're all playing right now. So if you want to create a character and get going, because you're going to have to catch up to me. I'm not going to stop and go back because it's all level-based XP, and I don't want to step back and just be spinning my wheels. It's worth it. I really like the games. For a free-to-play game with the options that they have to boost you in the cash shop, which is not pay to win, it's pay for convenience. That, you know, now that I play the game, I understand that. It's pay for convenience in this one. It's free to play. You don't even need to. It gives you plenty of XP through the main storyline quest. Alright? I'm going to leave it there. Come watch us play Tera. I'll be playing it tonight. We do take regular breaks now. I'm not going to sit here for 10 hours straight and not get up. I do take about a break about once an hour or so. Sometimes it's random. Depends on what time the Gods of Games baby Fallon goes to bed. But I will be playing. I'll have the stream up, have the game up, and we'll play. Alright? So stay tuned for all that. I'll put the links right down here to all the information I just gave you. It's a craft of the mind, everybody. Go out there and have some fun no matter what game you play. I gotta go get this dinner out of the oven before it burns. Woo! Later.